Hey FlossTube, it's me, Hannah the Okie Stitcher here with another FlossTube update. Today is Sunday, the 10th of March, 2024. This is like my 5th time starting this, so yeah. I'm trying to avoid editing anytime soon because I just don't have a whole lot of time to fight with the storage and everything. I thought getting a new phone would alleviate that problem, but it hasn't, and it's very annoying. So it's quicker to just start over and redo the video than it is to edit, which is a real shame. Anyway, so if you followed me over on Instagram, you know that the reason why I haven't been over here for the last couple of weeks is because my grandmother passed. And yeah, the travel went well, the funeral went well. But what I want to talk to you about today with my grandma is her crafts. So again, if you follow me over on Instagram, which is the same name, then you know that she was a cross stitcher. She hadn't cross stitched in probably over 20 years. Last time I remember seeing her cross stitch was when I was like 8 or 9. So no telling how old that piece is that I'm gonna attempt to finish. It's gonna take a long time, and I don't have it here with me, so you won't be able to see it. But if you go over to Instagram, you'll be able to see it and understand the complications that are going to come with that kit. So what me and my 2 daughters, what we got was some of her diamond art projects. So, and they're all so fitting for us. So this is what my oldest daughter chose, and it's fitting because my daughter has a slight obsession with succulents. She has like, I think she has 8. I counted them because I had to move them not too long ago. So I think she has 8. And then my oldest daughter, I mean my youngest daughter, she's really in the animals. So she chose this one, this white wolf. She loves animals and she loves wolves, but she loves wolves even more because they remind her of her papa. Her and her daddy bond over wolves. So there's there's those. Now, the one that I chose is red poppies. And if you guys are familiar with military ways, and it's not just an American thing, you know, Australia does it, UK does it, Canada does it, where red poppies resemble fallen soldiers and just remembrance in general. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be connected to a fallen soldier per se, but just like remembering wars in general is a good thing because we learn from them and hopefully we don't repeat them. So this is what I got, and it's framed because it was in the county fair. And I know you can see my craft table, my cluttered craft table, but just look past that into the frame. Isn't that pretty? Oh, and this is a thrift store frame that my mom got for a couple bucks. And it came, my mom gave me the blue ribbon that my grandma got for it. in the county fair, and so I am going to hang that with it once we get to our forever home. It's hard to hang stuff up when you're a military family because you know you're just gonna eventually take it back down, but we'll see. I think our next home is gonna be our forever home. I'm praying. If you're a prayer too, pray that our next home is forever, our forever home. Okay. Now, while we're on the subject of diamond art, diamond dots, so I've mentioned several times over the last, I don't know, year or so, my kids and I have been gifted a lot of diamond painting and a lot of diamond art kits, and so I didn't know that you were supposed to glue them after you were done, kind of like a puzzle, or put them straight into a frame, otherwise the diamonds fall off. So we learned the hard way on almost all of the kits, and most of them aren't savable. I tried. I've gone through every single one and they're not really savable. So I've been but thankfully there was 3 that we were able to save. One was the baby Grogu that my oldest daughter has, which we were able to put straight into a frame because I just finished it not too terribly long ago. You probably remember. And then this one, which the reason why I bring it up is because I hodgepodged it this last week. And so it's really stiff, like a puzzle. But there's that. And this one, the drills weren't very shiny to begin with. So yeah, they're just not very shiny. But it survived. So I'm gonna be working on hodgepodging my surviving diamond dot, and then the 2 that my grandma did, and then these 4 will travel together because I need to find a flat box that I can just leave them flat, because once they're hodgepodged, just like a puzzle, you can't roll it because it'll break the glue and then it'll be really bad. So February has come and gone, and I wanted to show you my finished February Book of Days layout. So my Book of Days has also kind of turned into my memory keeper journal, because I've tried journaling in the past and I love the concept of just sitting there and just writing and writing, but it's difficult to find the time to just sit and write and like concentrate on it. Like that's the hardest part for me, is having my brain concentrate on it. So my journaling over the years has just kind of evolved into just like a list of dates and like a sentence or 2 of like how I felt about it, and that's it. So I'm gonna start doing that here, and it probably won't be like anything super personal, so it won't be like that big of a deal to show you guys. But this is from the box of chocolates that my husband got me for our 14th Valentine's Day. And then that was just a list of chocolates. And then trying to this is when I started the Law and Order piece, Valentine's Day. This is my Valentine's Day whip. So I started it last year. And I did this last year too, where I put in a picture of where it was, which was just the steam cloud. And then now it's like almost everything. And then next year will be hopefully the finished photo. And then I did the Girl Scout cookie stickers because it's Girl Scout cookie season. This was President's Day, and I went to my BLS, ACLS, and PALS refresher courses. Man, that was a rough day. And then over here, these aren't quite updated, but these are my floss tubes that I've done, and these are the people that I've talked about, because I'm trying to like make a conscious effort to talk about everyone that I'm subscribed to. And yeah, that's my February book of days. So not too shabby. And then March, hopefully we'll have a couple of finishes, which I got a couple of smaller projects going on, so it might actually happen. So my lunch stitch, I am doing this, which is a reference to Call the Midwife. I am doing this on steel blue 25 count Lugana. I just got it at Hobby Lobby, nothing fancy. This is Calypso from Weeks Dye Works, doing 1 strand over 1 box, or 1/1. And I can't remember exactly where I was last time I showed you, because there was a week in between my last floss tube and when I went on leave. But I know this week what I did was, oh, I hit something. Oh, a pin. I hit, oh my gosh. I finished Midwives, and then I finished this line over here because I wanted to know where the boundary was when I started this line, because you guys may or may not remember, hopefully you can't tell, but I had to fudge this D a little bit to make it fit. And I have checked every single letter as I've stitched it to make sure that it lines up correctly. I even like recounted this T, and it does. So and I've even counted like these from the edge, because like I counted this all the way over, so I know that's correct. And I counted like there's appropriate spacing here and here. I didn't count here because that's a lot of counting, but so if this is off, then I know it's something with this line. That's not something I did up here. But so far, everything is lining up, so I don't know. But as you can tell, I can probably, and this might be a little, I can usually do a word a day. A letter a day. So I might have this row done by next week, but we'll see. So, and then the needle minder was a gift from Becky Got Crafts. She hasn't done a floss tube in a while, so I hope she comes back soon. I missed hearing about her adventures. She's probably caught up in cookie season too, because her daughter is in Scouts. So my Law and Order piece. This is on 18 count Aida on fabric that I dyed myself. Let's see. has some really stark modeling. So the quote says, "I need to use my most important investigative tool, my library card." And this is a quote from Robert Bobby Gorin from Law and Order Criminal Intent, Season 2. And I intentionally did it this way so I can put a picture here. I don't know what just yet. I don't know if it's gonna be Law and Order themed or if it's gonna be library themed or just like generic books with maybe a coffee. I haven't figured it out yet, but I do need to count how much space, because I do want it to fit like in this box. I do need to count and see like roughly how much space I have, because I've looked on Pinterest and didn't see anything that I liked there. So I'm gonna switch over to Etsy and see if maybe I can find like little characters or something. We'll see. That's just DMC floss. I am doing 2 strands over 1 box, so 2 over 1. And the back stitching is 2 strands as well because I wanted it to be thick. Because if you look at, I was trying to mimic the intro, the Law and Order like logo. It didn't work that way, but it's close enough where it kind of resembles it if you know what you're looking at. So I don't know, maybe, hopefully it's not too bad. I did have a new start March 3rd. And I am doing this for a BookTube buddy. Now, I am not on BookTube. I do have a separate channel that I follow BookTubers on because I follow a lot more Stitchers than I do BookTubers. And so I was finding that when it was one, the BookTubers were being lost in the Stitchers and I couldn't find them. So it was easier to separate. Now, the booktuber that I am making this for, she is really into Little House on the Prairie and Amish. She does like Amish in April, and she does Little House on the Prairie readathons in February for Laura Ingalls' birthday. And so I'm doing these 3 little ones with the quilt squares on the side. So they're kind of like this, but miniature. This is the Cricket Collection book number 15. And I think the copyright on this was like 1986. I found this by chance. 1984 is the copyright. I found it by chance years ago when I went to CC and Company in Kansas City. They had it on sale for, the list price was $3, but I paid like 50 cents for it because they were just trying to clearance it out. So I am doing this on 18 count Eda. I dyed it myself. There is blue modeling. Oh, you can see the pattern behind it. Or not the pattern, the cover. But anyway, so I did the little skin. And I did the green shirt. But I am having a tough, because I'm trying to stitch from stash. And I'm having a tough time deciding what to do for the, I guess it would be the apron and then the bonnet. The quilt blocks I want to make pink and purple, because I think that would be really cute with this background. And then up here, she has a closing phrase. It's read a good book and God bless. And I want to do that up here in orange because we are both Oklahoma State alumni and orange is our school color. So I want to do that up here. But I am kind of stuck because I don't know what to do with these. I basically need 3 colors because there's the apron, and then there's a bonnet, and then there's like a string on the bonnet that's a different color. So I don't know. If you guys have any ideas of like color groups I should do, I know one is gonna be kind of like a dark blue, like a blue gray. It's gonna be like a blue gray. I have that one picked out, but the other 2 I don't know. But that is it for my stitching. The only other thing that I can tell you is I did stitch quite a bit on my Harry Potter cross stitch, and I'm gonna try to put that as my thumbnail so you can get a decent idea. I did post it over on Instagram, so if you follow me over there, you've already seen it, but I'll post it as a thumbnail to this video so you can have a pretty good idea. I did 2, what'd I do? I did the Slytherin logo up in the top, and then I got almost all of Hufflepuff done. I did all of the outline, and I started in on the badger. I got 2 colors completed out of like the 4 or 5. So that'll be a quick stitch. And then I started on the banner on the bottom. And so really I gotta finish the badger. I gotta do all of Ravenclaw. And then that banner at the bottom. And then that's it for the crosses. And then I'll have to go back and do the back stitch, which there's actually a decent amount of back stitch. So, but I don't mind back stitch. It's just a little bit more time consuming because you have to make sure that you're getting it like really in the right spot. Whereas the X's, you know, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna lay okay regardless of if you railroad it or you are just on one side or the other. Versus back stitch, like you actually got to be like right there, because if you get one little strand out of whack and you can tell it's very visible. So that's the only, I don't mind back stitch, it's just time consuming. So that is it for this week. I don't have anyone right now to shout out or talk about. So I was trying to think of someone like off the cuff, but I don't. I need to make myself like a list of people that I haven't shouted out, and that way I can just like choose someone and be like, oh yeah, today I'll talk about so and so. But that list is ever changing because I'm always finding new people, because I always gravitate towards people. Anyway, yeah, I could go into the weeds about that and you guys don't want to hear it. But that is my stitching update. Thank you for hanging out with me while I talk about my grandma a little bit and my life updates and all of that comes with it. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good week this week. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.